to touch on something of, the difference between exoteric Christianity or esoteric, and the vast difference in how exoteric Christianity causes detrimental issues in negative perceptions and supportive perceptions. In this topic of a main one that people use to be like, man, if you believe this, man, I don't trust you. And it's rational to say that to somebody that believes this story exoterically. The story of Abraham is supposed to kill Isaac at the order of God. He's supposed to kill Isaac. Now, exoterically, granted, by the end of it, God or the angel pulls back Abraham's arm and is like, no, this was just a test. So Isaac doesn't die. But exoterically, you look at that, man. If you believe that, you're kind of loony-toony in the boony-woony, you know what I mean? And any atheist or any rational person, you don't even have to be an atheist, you just be rational to know that, dude, these stories are not exoteric completely. There's some, it's legends and whatnot, it's not just complete fables, but, it's not literal either. People would be like, well, if you heard a voice telling you to kill your 3-year-old son, would you do it? And they're like, well, if it was God, then, they have to come up with some rationalization, or, well, that's not, you're trying to, they come up with some crazy rationalization, and it's like, no, dude, just admit that that's a crazy belief. It is a crazy belief. It's not what it's about. When you realize that Abraham is Osiris, Sarah is Isis, and Isaac is Horus, now you can see how it makes sense. In the sense of Horus is Osiris trying to get a reincarnation with a phallus. It really doesn't absolutely have to have a phallus. You can be sovereign without a phallus. But patriarchy's ruled for a long time. Just naturally, a phallus can help. And it's not just a phallus, all the other stuff coming with a male body. It can help. You can pull out a roar. Roar! That's like Lion King, and Simba pulls out his roar. Roar! So it can help, but it's not completely necessary. It's more of just, symbolism of getting to be the sovereign. Either way. That would be Isaac. And so, Horus losing, in Egyptian religion, you're always going to have the pharaoh's a representative of Horus or whatever, so he's Ra, but a lot of times that was Set, man. That was Set playing Horus. Makes sense? Set won a lot of those matches, man. Otherwise, it would have just been Atonism. It would have just been Atonism. You know what I mean? There wouldn't have been this whole Set versus Osiris thing. It would have just been Atonism. Set was winning quite a bit. What it's about is, so we're coming out of the flood era, and before that we're joining forces, copulating with the desires, daughters of humans, men, to create, birth, breed evil empires, Nephilim giants. Coming out of that. So what that story is about, it's about, it's piggybacking off, because Abraham is Osiris, Sarah is Isis, Isaac is Horus, where God is going to incarnate female. You know, Osiris dies, he gets reassembled, reincarnated, doesn't have a phallus, reincarnated female. Has to be princess. Set plays the face of Horus. Set plays Pharaoh. God plays princess, queen. So, that story, Abraham, the test of Abraham to kill Isaac, is actually, what that's about is, it's a display of, you know, Osiris, Isis, Horus, let's just say Aten, because that was trying to declare game over. You can encompass each of them into Aten. So we'll just say Aten. That would be Aten. It would be a display of Aten not just being power hungry. You know, that's like a lesson. It's like a, you know, being willing to just be princess. You know, it's not about, I want to be the king. I want to be the king. I want to make the rules. I want to do this, and I want to have the money, and I want to be in charge, and I want to tell this person what to do, and this person what to do, and I want to own people, and da 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 da. But power trips, you know. So it's being willing to not. So it's giving it up. It's you know, it's, I don't care about power. That's what it's about. It's about, I don't care about power. This isn't about power, you know. And when you have that right, then you can be a righteous ruler, you know. More righteous than somebody that just wants to be king, you know. They just want to be the man, you know. Because if you don't care about it, if you don't care to be the man, then you can do it in a more righteous way. Your head's more focused into being a righteous leader. And that would be why his hand gets pulled back. Oh, no, you don't actually have to do that. That's what it's about. This is not some delusional, some story from some person that's like showing signs of schizophrenia, who's getting whispers from some voice that's telling him to kill his kid. And then right when he gets to do it, something grabs his arm. You know, that's not what it's about, you know.